scary.
my first question for you is, what was it like the first time you masturbated? And when I say this, I mean the lead up to it. Were you feeling guilty? Were you excited? Were you nervous? Were you unsure? Did you know what you were doing? I want details.
Okay, so the first time that I masturbated, I was pretty young, and I don't think that I really knew what was going on, but I just knew that it felt good. And I don't know, but the thing about it was, even though I was young, I knew that for some reason I needed to make sure that my door was locked. So so I knew it was kind of bad, but I don't think I felt guilt. I just kind of wanted to take a little more time than, I guess than just kind of rubbing it. I wanted like the full experience. So
what did you use? Did you use anything?
Just my fingers. Yeah, I didn't at that point. I was really young when I did like a full like session. Like, you feel and you play around with girlfriends. Like I did that at a young age, but yeah, I remember the house, the room that I lived in, everything. So it was, but the thing is, it was to girls. It was to a magazine, to naked girls. So that part was kind of cool. My dad had them laying around, I guess, or hidden, but he wasn't really good at it. So yeah, and it was two pictures of girls.
What kind of girls?
Well, back then, no, but dark-haired girl. I remember. I don't know her name. Dark-haired girl, big, huge, fake tits. I don't remember much about her butt because at that time I didn't really know how to appreciate, I think, all of a woman. But very pretty. This whole spread shots. And
how did you feel about looking at a spread open pussy?
As I go down here, yeah, no, that was my first love was women. So I remember, from an early age, kind of proving and finding women beautiful, and so I've always kind of been attracted to women. But now I still love women, but I like to start with a woman and finish with a man. So
if you were to think about all the senses in your body, your skin, your sight, your taste, which stands out to you the most?
For me, I'm very visual, so that alone, and I think just before porn, I watched porn. So for me, I can watch and become very aroused, but I'm visual, but also I think most of us are tactile, so we have to feel. So it's that sense of touch. So those two are the best for me.
Now, when it comes to women, you have said that you are submissive to women. Where do you think that comes from?
Yeah, I don't really know.
I
think I'm just maybe because I don't have a lot of experience. Like just like this experiences were random, so it was like nothing long term. I've never had like a girlfriend, like a relationship. So for me, it was just kind of those random experiences where I didn't really get a chance to get good at it,
So
but
you're more nervous talking to a girl or having
no.
sex with a girl?
Having sex, yeah. But I'm getting better at it. So most people think, being my 36, like I should have all the experience. But I've played, but not really as much as I've wanted to.
So what about a guy gets you going? Everybody says, this, that, or the other thing. There's pretty standard responses, but what is it for you that's different?
For a guy?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we all want a man like to take charge. So I love that about a guy, a guy too. And I think I'm just submissive in nature. I can be dominant, but it's not very often. It takes a lot for me because I'm a pleaser. But for a guy, it's
describe taking charge.
For me, or for a guy?
For a guy to take charge.
Oh yeah,
describe
like
it.
I think most women want a man to just kind of, pin you up against the wall, kiss your neck, bite your neck, and just really take control. And I don't like to think too much during sex. I just like to kind of go with the moment. And I think a real man, a confident man, knows how to do that. So that's what I like. That's what I look forward to. I like to be taken, I guess. So
I just wanted to leave a moment there. That was a great, I love that line.
Visual?
Yes.
Okay.
That was amazing. So I want to know what part on your body is the most sensitive. Do you have spots on you that you particularly enjoy being touched, licked, bitten, sucked?
well, it sounds weird, but my head. I love my hair grabbed and pulled. The back of my neck, but not the side of my neck. I hate that. I like the back of my neck, this part of my collarbone here, and I love nipple play. My nipples are very sensitive, so you could literally just lick my nipples and play and tease, and my pussy will get wet. So you don't even have to, if you don't want to go down, that's not a good thing. Like, you better learn to lick the pussy, but I like nipple play, big time.
How do you feel about your ears being sucked or touched or licked?
I'm very ticklish, so I wiggle away, but maybe if they're bitten, but not like kissed or sucked. I'm not a big fan.
I find that people have a very strong reaction one way or another to ear play.
Yeah, I'm just like, fuck. It's like it has to be a little bit hard or rough for me because I'm very ticklish.
All right. Now, when you think about your sexuality overall, and you think about what it means to be a woman, what it means to be a sexual woman, what it means to be empowered, how do you feel that all goes together? Do you feel like even though you're submissive and you like your hair pulled and you like to be bent over, and I heard you even say, "I'm your little pony," what does that mean in relation to being a strong woman?
I think sometimes being a strong woman means that you're so comfortable in your own skin and as a person and with your sexuality that you are confident enough to relinquish control. And I'm okay with that because it's just, it's raw. It's just how I exude my sexuality and just how I express myself. It doesn't mean that I'm less of a woman because I like to be taken in the bedroom. It's just kind of maybe a role that I play, in the bedroom. And I don't know if I'm answering your question right, but I think confidence is a huge part of like being a sexual woman. You have to be comfortable with who you are and your body and how it looks in every position, and even if your hair is fucked up, you just gotta go with it. We won't talk about that.
I've heard you talk about anal as a badge that you want to have as a porn star, as a sexual woman, as something you want to conquer.
I do.
Now, tell me a little bit about your feelings about it right now in this moment.
My face. I think it's sexy. I think it's, I hear that you can have these intense orgasms. Why wouldn't I want to try to experience that? The problem or the concern I have is just the fact that right now it just doesn't want to open up. So I think with the right anal training, that I'll get there, but it's a process and it doesn't happen overnight, and it just, you need practice. So, but I don't know, it's something I want to do, and it's not just on film. I want to master it a little bit, or at least practice a little bit more in my personal life. So I'm taking volunteer. No. So that's kind of just something I want to do. It's for me, we'll see.
Now, how do you feel about monogamy in life? Do you feel like you as a woman, since you enjoy porn, does that mean that you can never be with one person, or do you always want to explore and enjoy lots of different people?
I like that question. I think for me personally, I think monogamy is not for everybody. I don't want to say that it's not necessarily for me, but I can be monogamous with my intimate feelings, like sharing certain things. But as far as my sexuality, I don't think that sexuality and intimacy are the same thing. So I should be able to fuck who I want to fuck, and my mate should be able to, for the most part, we should be able to have random sex with random whores. Like, that's totally cool. Like, I'm fine with that. I don't want to look at her again. For the most part, I just want some wild random sex. But at the end of the day, I want to only cuddle with one person. I only want to share my most intimate feelings with one person. So monogamy, as far as emotions, yeah, I can be monogamous with my emotions and my, intimate feelings. But I guess, and both, if he asked me to, I guess, and I was comfortable enough, I could do that. But I think most men are going to be comfortable if they get to play too. So I hope I answered your question without going on too long.
No, I think monogamy is a very interesting issue, especially, people ask us all the time as porn stars, how does this affect your personal relationships? And I really enjoy having different opinions, shared, because monogamy isn't just one way. There's a lot of different types of monogamy. So I appreciate that aspect. So now if you were to think deep into the recesses of your nasty, filthy whore mind, and you were to think of something unfulfilled, something burning that's continuing to push you further in your sexuality, aside anal, what would it be?
Oh, definitely a gangbang. Who would not want, I know for the guys it might not be that exciting, but it's really hot just knowing you have all these guys, around you, aroused and horny and wanting to fuck you, and you're kind of, you kind of get to be in control, but then you're kind of a toy or a puppet at the same time. I guess it just depends on how you want your gangbang to go. But for me, it's always been something that I've wanted. Guys just fucking around me, jacking their dicks and fucking me and stuffing my holes, but I have to master one thing at a time or practice, so we're a little ways from that.
When you get fucked, do you think of things like your fantasies, or are you more in the moment?
It depends. I come and go. It depends. If it's a position like I'm not particularly crazy about, and it's something that he likes, I try to stay in the moment, but sometimes I think we all go to our dirty place.
What is one thing in particular about you that we will see when you are really coming?
I'm not sure what you're asking. Oh shit, really coming? I'm like, coming where? What the fuck? My brain. When I'm coming, I'm like.
When you're really, I know you're dick drunk right now.
I was just like, wait a second, I'm fucking hungry.
When you're really coming, what is one particular thing about you that a fan can look at in a scene and say, oh, she's obviously coming because her left eye is rolling in the back of her head?
For me, I don't know I think everybody's chest get right, but I get really flushed. But for me, Mr. Pete, it was hilarious. He's like, you're really pretty. He's like, but when you make that cum face, you're not. Like you're in and it was like totally, it was funny because I make very raw fucking faces when I'm coming. Yeah, it gets nasty. So I don't know if there's one particular thing, but I tense up a little bit my ass cheeks because for me, I'm all clitoral. And so I'll grind until I come. So I'll tense up usually, and it's usually my ass.
Your butt cheeks flex.
They're just red, and I a little shaky. It gets really ugly. Yeah, for sure.
So going back over your movie, I want to know what moment really stood out to you as something different than the rest of your career in this industry.
For me, well, not being able to get that toy in my ass was fucking eye-opening. It really kind of pissed me off, but we're not gonna go there. But the best part, I think, for me, I really, the last scene I just did with Jade and Prince was really cool because two veteran performers, I kind of was in awe, and I know it's supposed to be all about Kendra, whatever, but it was kind of cool to see two people that have been very successful in the industry, just do their shit, and you're just in the mix. And it's now, okay, I get it. I see why, she is who she is. You know what I'm saying? Why Prince is who he is. So it was really cool. So that part was cool. I give mad props and respect. But also, working with Shawn Michaels and Prince at the same time. For me, I'd never done anything like that. So it was kind of hot. And it was fun, old school, new school. And me. So for me, it was just fun, kind of getting jarred around a little bit. And, I don't know, it was nasty, so I like it. It's kind of one of my dirty places.
Love it.
Yeah.
So the last thing I want to ask you is for the Kendra fan that is buying this movie, what do you want to tell them? They're listening to your interviews at the same time as, they're watching you perform these scenes. They want to know who you are, and I want to know what you want to tell them.
Yeah. I think for me, I guess I want them to know that I try to give the most real sex that I can, given my situation, so not every person that we work with are we completely attracted to, but I still try to, be as myself and try to have sex the same way you have at home as you do on camera. And I think I struggle with that, and I think that's why I still have a lot of room to grow as a performer, because for me, I tend to get greedy and I forget like that the director needs to see it, needs to see the shot, and it's not all about it feeling good or you making yourself happy or feel good for you. So at the end of the day, we're performers, and I think sometimes in my head I get lost in that. So, and I think part of it's just my personality, wanting to please not only myself but my fans, kind of keep it real. But you can't always do that. So just know that I love my fans, Lust Army. So yeah.
The very last question is, give me a little bit more detail about how you feel about your fans in particular.
My fans are the shit. Like, I love my fans. I'm grateful, because without them, obviously we wouldn't be able to do what we do. If we're performing and we don't have any fans to like recognize us, buy our shit, obviously we can't keep doing our stuff. So I'm very grateful, and I hope that I continue to grow fans, and I hope that they realize, like, as you grow as a performer and whatever, doesn't mean you kind of forget where you come from, and I never will. So I'm grateful for you guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Kendra.
Cool. Thanks.
Bye.